Welcome to Skill Up Guides. In today's video, we'll show you how to beat resume bots and AI systems to secure an interview. Applying for jobs can feel like you're throwing your resume into a black hole. Most companies use Applicant Tracking Systems, or ATS, to filter applications before a human even sees them. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know exactly how to optimize your resume to get past these automated screening systems and land the coveted interview. First things first, you need to understand your opponent, the resume bot. Imagine this, you're applying for a job at a big company. They might get hundreds, even thousands of applications for a single opening. That's where the Applicant Tracking System, or ATS, comes in. These systems scan and filter resumes looking for specific keywords and patterns that match the job description. Think of it like a gatekeeper that decides whether your resume gets to the hiring manager or gets tossed in the digital rejection pile. Now, these ATS aren't perfect. They can be pretty rigid and might miss out on some nuances of human language. So, what are these rules? ATS mainly look for keywords related to skills, experience, and education mentioned in the job description. If your resume is a mess of fancy fonts, graphics, and weird formatting, chances are the ATS won't even know what to do with it. Now let's talk about keywords. Keywords are like the secret sauce to getting past those resume bots. They are the specific words and phrases that the ATS is programmed to look for based on the job description. The first step is to carefully analyze the job description and highlight all the essential skills, qualifications, and experience they're looking for. For example, if you're applying for a project manager role, you might see keywords like project management, agile methodologies, budget management, team leadership, and so on. Once you have your list of keywords, strategically incorporate them throughout your resume. Don't just stuff them in randomly. Make sure they flow naturally within the context of your work experience and skills sections. For example, instead of just listing project management as a skill, you could say something like, successfully managed multiple projects simultaneously, ensuring on-time delivery and budget adherence. By using the right keywords in the right way, you're signaling to the system that you have the qualifications they're looking for, increasing your chances of making it to the next round. Now, let's talk about something that might seem simple but is super important, your resume format. While we humans might appreciate a visually appealing resume with fancy fonts and graphics, the ATS, not so much. ATS thrive on structure and predictability. They're programmed to read resumes in a specific way, and if your format throws them off, they might miss crucial information or even reject your application altogether. Stick to the classics, chronological or combination formats. Avoid using tables, columns, or any other fancy formatting that might confuse the system. Keep your font simple and readable. Good old times, New Roman, Arial, or Calibri are your friends here. Remember, your resume is not a work of art, it's a marketing document. Keep it clean, simple, and easy to read, and you'll be good to go. All right, we've talked about keywords and formatting, but what about the actual content of your resume? What kind of language should you use? How should you structure your bullet points? Machines like things short, sweet, and to the point. That means ditching the long, rambling paragraphs and opting for concise, impactful bullet points instead. When writing your bullet points, focus on using action verbs and quantifiable results. Instead of saying responsible for managing social media accounts, say something like grew social media following by 20% in 6 months, resulting in a 15% increase in website traffic. Another important tip is to avoid using jargon or company-specific acronyms. Remember, the ATS might not be familiar with your company's internal language, so stick to industry-standard terms that everyone can understand. And lastly, proofread, proofread, proofread. Typos and grammatical errors can make you look unprofessional and might even confuse the ATS. Chapter 5. Use standard headings. You might think that using creative or unique headings on your resume will make you stand out from the crowd. But when it comes to ATS, it's best to stick to the tried and true. ATS are programmed to recognize specific resume sections and headings. They use these headings to navigate your resume and extract the relevant information like your work experience, education, and skills. To avoid this, stick to standard, Universally recognized headings like work experience, education, skills, certifications, and so on. These headings are clear, concise, and tell the ATS exactly what to expect in each section. Use a hierarchical heading structure to further improve readability. Chapter 6. Avoid headers and footers. You might be tempted to use these areas to squeeze in extra information like your contact details or page numbers. But trust me, when it comes to ATS, it's best to avoid headers and footers altogether. Some ATS are not programmed to read information placed in headers and footers. They might completely ignore these sections, meaning any crucial information you put there, like your name or contact details, might never reach the hiring manager. To avoid this potential disaster, keep all your important content within the main body of your resume. This includes your name, contact information, work experience, education, skills, and everything else the hiring manager needs to know about you. Your goal is to make it as easy as possible for the ATS to scan and understand your resume. Chapter 7. Customize for each job application. We've arrived at the final and arguably most important tip for beating resume bots customization. It's tempting to create a generic resume and blast it out to as many job postings as possible, but trust me, that's not the way to go. Especially if you're serious about landing your dream job. Think about it from the hiring manager's perspective. They're looking for someone who's genuinely interested in the role and who has taken the time to understand the company and its needs. A generic resume screams, "I'm just looking for any job," while a tailored resume says, "I'm the perfect fit for this specific role." Carefully analyze the job description and highlight the key skills, qualifications, and experience they're looking for. Tailor your resume to match those specific requirements. By taking the time to customize your resume, you're showing the hiring manager that you're genuinely interested in the role and that you're willing to put in the effort. That's it for today's tutorial. Remember, optimizing your resume for ATS can significantly increase your chances of getting noticed. Have questions about beating resume bots? Drop them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer. Thank you for watching Skill Up Guides. Good luck with your job applications and we'll see you in the next video.